Hey, Grim and Perilous fans, we are back with the Dunhallow Mystery. I'm your game master, Daniel Fox. This is the cult, the gang, the players, and the Dunhallow Mystery, our playtesters, the people who have been with us since the very, very beginning of this long, crazy development cycle for Zweihänder and now Mangash. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
So, before we get started, let's talk about a few things. First, an announcement. Kickstarter is going well for Mangash. We're at 56,000, I believe.
That was the last one. Yeah, it was in the last unlock. Yeah.
Yeah. So that means we just unlocked the new alternative cover. It'll be Kickstarter exclusive. It's going to be designed by Dan Mandich. You've probably seen his stuff before. He did all the interior art for Zweihänder. He also did all the interior art for Mangash. We're going to have him design another cover for our Kickstarter. If you wouldn't mind, Nick, hold up the previous Dan Mandich cover. Our listeners can't see this, but Nick is holding up to the camera. This is the exclusive cover that Dan Mandich did for Zweihänder.
Very collectible.
Yeah, that's right, because we're never doing it again. It's never being printed again, ever. There are, I think, like 45, I'm going to say 45 or 4,600 of those in the wild. People keep asking on the Kickstarter, are you going to do the reprint of the Dan Mandich Zweihänder? The answer is no.
Never going to happen.
Never going to happen. That's
Better
right.
get it now.
We can't even get any more.
Exactly. This is a true story. So we have several table copies we here at our table, and the table copies are essentially those that have been returned to us, and we tape them back together and use them for our playable versions. I don't even have a copy of the Dan Mandich version. I've got one copy, which is my bookmarked copy. This is the only copy of the Zweihänder game I have. I don't have that cool, awesome cover. I think Deanne has like 10. So if you're looking for the alternative cover, you need to email Deanne and probably from his cold dead hands in Serbia, because I don't think it's going to happen. But as you probably know from our Kickstarter, that's right, I've seen them on eBay for like $120.
Nice.
I've seen them used on Google Plus for $90. I mean, that's like a
Crazy.
It is crazy to think about. We have like a collect. It's not only just like the fact that Zweihänder is like 62,000 copies or whatever it is in the wild.
Yeah.
We have like collectible versions of it that people actively want to get. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, on that note, so we did unlock, I believe, last week the reprint of Zweihänder. As we indicated in the Kickstarter, we are including all errata and all grammatical fixes. Thank you for those who have submitted that to us over the past year plus. We've collected all it together. We've got several well-known editors working on it who we'll announce once it's finished. They're helping bring us to the finish line for Zweihänder while we work on Mangash, which is a massive undertaking still. But we'll have that reprint for Zweihänder ready alongside Mangash this year. It will include all errata, all spelling error fixes, all punctuation errors. Thanks 4chan for pointing it out several times over the past year and a half. But that's okay. We appreciate it because it's true. Other than that, we just did, like I said, we unlocked the Dan Mandich cover. It will be inspired by Realms of Chaos, The Lost and the Damned. There's this really kick-ass cover that Les Edwards did of Realms of Chaos many, many years ago. That was, I feel, a pretty strong inspiration on my Warhammer history. And when Dan and I were talking about, well, what can we do for the cover? And we decided, like, this is the cover to do. Let's do an homage to this, that giant, like, floating frog thing of death, the Nurgle demon, whatever it was, with
Great
all
unclean one.
That's right, great unclean one, and all those crazy chaos marauders with like tentacles and bolter guns and swords and shit. So we're gonna do something cool like that for our Mangash alternative cover. While I absolutely love Ken Duquette, or Kenneth, as your mother calls you, while I love his cover, I'm really interested to see what Dan does as well. So I know that's shared. Regardless, 6 days left in the Kickstarter. Check it out. Share it with people. In fact, speaking of sharing, so we've got this cool little gift from Kia, from the Kia Stinger. It is a pair of Harman Kardon Bluetooth headphones. We're going to give this away to somebody, to some of our listeners and viewers. But there's a catch. What's that catch, Adam?
Well, it's actually a requirement.
A requirement, yes.
In order to be entered into that, you'll have to like, comment, and share on posts that will be
Sunday.
out Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday I'll make a post on social media across Twitter and Facebook. And for those who share across both social channels or Google+, we will put you all into a big old table in Excel. And at the end of the Kickstarter, we'll announce who won these kick-ass pair of Bluetooth headphones, Harman Kardon, well, they're Harman Kardon headphones. But we'll give this away to somebody. We'll start collating that on Sunday. So remember, pay attention Sunday morning, 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time. I'll get a post up on social media. You guys share it, and I will choose one of you to get this awesome pair of Harman Kardon Bluetooth headphones. So we're just trying to raise some awareness, guys and girls.
Get those last stretch goals.
That's right. We gotta hit those last stretch goals. We gotta get that limited edition
I
version
need my
of Zweihänder.
I do.
Oh my gosh.
I need 4 books.
Yeah, we don't want Zweihänder and Gouge. We need Zweihänder
Right,
and
it's
Gouge.
more adult. Yeah,
It's the more adult
More
version.
mature.
More mature.
So, with that being said, let's move on to what we came here to do tonight, which is let's roll some fucking dice.
Play Zweihänder.
Zweihänder. Yeah, thanks, Peanut Garblog Games.
So
Your American accent is hilarious, and I appreciate that you called it out in your last kind of after game talk. That is hilarious. So, did anyone here listen to the session on Podbean or iTunes or Google Play beforehand?
Sorry, I was too busy listening to Garblag Games' playthroughs.
Yeah, I did too. I listened to the last 30 minutes of it on when I went to go pick up my son today. So I listened to the last 30 minutes. I was like, oh yeah, that's what happened. So
I listened to the first. I did not get to listen to the second.
yeah.
Because I got stuck on a conference call.
Just mute that.
Damn you, work.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, work.
I mean, is
Damn
our
you,
listen to us
responsibility
each
more?
year.
It's Zweihänder.
I was in and out too. I was in and out
Yeah.
of the room. So
Well, who wants to do our update
Mike.
from last week? Mike?
What? Me? I got volunteered. All right.
You got volunteered.
Yes.
Very volunteered.
It's your duty as a lord.
This is yes, it's very genteel to be volunteered. All right, so let's see. Goodness, I'm trying to. I know the big thing was we were looking forward to the town hall meeting. I think we had wrapped up with the store.
Right.
Basically got everything we pretty much would have wanted there. And then we prepared for this town hall meeting. We went there.
Tuck was a great help.
What?
Tuck was a
Great help.
Who were some of the people that were there in the town hall meeting?
He got drunk.
all sorts of folks of
Sir Jameson
local
St.
review.
James.
Yeah.
Hugo Downing, Jorge, Hamfast,
I don't think Hugo
Jory.
was there.
Jory.
Jory. It's Jorge.
Alright.
Hugo was not there.
Yeah, Hugo.
Yeah, Hugo was Dr. Hugo, or sorry, Master Hugo Downing was there.
Brother Davis was there.
Yeah.
David.
David.
Maud Linkhouse made an appearance near the end.
Where are you getting your naming conventions?
It says David, actually.
She's busting your
I can't read my own writing.
I suffer from the same affliction.
And then also, what's her name? Maud.
Yeah, Maud
Linkhouse.
Linkhouse.
And she basically caused chaos. And then Mike dropped and walked out.
And much harumphing was had.
Yeah. Then-
The Olmsteads were there. Oleg was there.
yeah.
Pretty much a who's who
St.
of,
Jameson, St. James the second. James.
Yeah.
The second James of his name.
I think there's about 40 people total, but those were the
Notable figures.
notable, yes.
No, Holland Pike too. Did you guys mention him?
Harlan was not there.
Harlan was not there.
Harlan, if you remember,
He's in
Harlan.
Galston.
Yeah, Garl's Den. So Harlan Pike is the up jump peasant
up-jump
that keep
peasant
talking
knight.
about. Who's
Right.
running the who's running the foresting operation in Gral's Den.
Yeah, I even have that under Garlstead, so.
Gral's Den. Gralsteaders is the actual
Gralsteaders.
colloquial name of their
Den.
group, their ethnic group, but Gralsteaders. But they're in a place that
Gral's Den.
the local people call Gral's Den. A den of iniquity, actually a den of people that no one's really been around or seen, or except for Loag. Loeg, L-O-E-G, Mike.
Yeah. Load.
Only one G.
Or two, it depends.
Okay.
If you want a double GG, like Loeg, GG Allen.
Well, I thought like low, like L-O-E-G-G, like
Sure.
egg.
Loeg.
Low egg.
The egg is very low. So, dad jokes.
Like
All right.
hitting.
All right.
All night, people. So after the
Rough.
after yeah, I know, right? Rough crowd. After the town hall meeting,
Yeah.
what happened the following day?
I decided to go and visit the brother David. So we took a walk to the monastery, which wasn't too terribly far outside of town, where they are the keeper of many bees.
Apiars.
And so we were able to converse with Brother David, talk about, thanked him for attending and, giving his opinions and such. And then we talked a bit more about the family history of the Winterbornes. We talked a bit about the dog. That was
Specifically.
mentioned. A lot of the dog and then the family.
The dog that bit.
The dog that bit not only my great aunt, but also
Brother Aaron.
Brother Aaron.
Brother Ern.
Ern.
Does everybody remember anything notable about Brother Aaron?
Some of the town folks think he's dead, but he's actually moved to the woods to a cabin. Was that? Am I?
They don't know.
But he wouldn't tell us where said cabin was.
He said not in town.
Not in town.
Right. Well, to be fair, the doctor is not in town as well, considered.
We're pretty certain he's, based on what the questioning that he's being sequestered somewhere. He's by the order of the brothers or some kind of
You're right.
association of some sort that spans different guilds, if you will, or stations.
I seem to recall there was also something about Brother Aaron.
He was a murderer, right? Didn't he come to them as a...
That's right. He came to him as a murderer and to seek atonement.
Yep.
And cast aside his violent ways and became a monk and cut his tonsure and lived among Brother Aaron and the other monks for quite some time. Until he was bit.
But he was truly seeking asylum, wasn't he?
Initially, yes.
Yeah.
From
Prostitution.
Old Lork.
Yeah.
Old Lork, that's right. The bailiffs were coming.
The
From
bailiffs were
accountability.
Yeah.
But he converted. That's right.
So, and then it was revealed that the dog is kenneled here at the monastery.
It is.
It has not been put down. It has not been released into the wild. It is kenneled here.
We could not see it.
I don't think we really pushed the issue.
No.
I don't even think I asked.
I thought one person asked and then immediately let it go, and we said no.
You remember the dog's name?
Brutus?
That's right. That's right.
Bruce?
Brutus.
Brutus.
No, it's...
So,
Come on, the dad jokes didn't work for anybody else either.
There.
you gotta be a dad for dad jokes. I guess you're a god dad. You're a godfather.
Yeah, lots of godchildren.
How many godchildren?
I think 8-ish.
You think? Jeez.
Hard to keep track of.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. Mexican girlfriend / wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14 years.
Yeah.
You can call it whatever you want at this point.
That's right. So, our viewers and listeners should probably know that Walter, who plays Madame Krista, is out tonight. He's in Chicago doing a thing, but we expect him to come back next week, and we will resume with all the players in place. But regardless, anytime we have at least 4 players or more, we will always have an episode of Dunhallow Mystery.
Yes.
So let's pick up where we left off last week.
I believe we had decided that we were going back to the manor home.
Yeah, the conversation had ended about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and there was some talk about returning back to the manor. But we should probably pick up where we left off. I think that some of the information that came out of last week, particularly as it was toward the end of the game, may want to be discussed in character again. So it may alter your course, may alter your decisions. Assume that it's sometime towards 3 in the afternoon. It's a little chilly. It is autumn, of course, in Dunhallow. The trees, the leaves have mostly turned from green to brown and purple and blue and have begun to fall. It's been a wet autumn. A wet beginning of autumn, I should say.
And the way that they caught him was he had a little bit of pie leavings in his peach fuzz because he was just growing it in and he wanted to be a man, but it wasn't quite a full beard yet. So they knew he was the one that ate it, and well, I knew I was the one that would get the whipping.
Peach fuzz in the peach fuzz.
Yeah. Sneaky, but not sneaky.
That's why I didn't notice it.
Our listeners probably can have managed to deduce that every single episode of the Dunhallow Mystery begins with a anecdote about young Lord Wesley Winterborne, as told by his whipping boy, Tug Fitzroy.
Former whipping boy.
Former whipping
Thanks, Tug.
boy. Former in air quotes.
Yeah, that's it. Because he's still kind of his whipping boy.
He's his. You know, there bad stuff done. That's he.
Whipping boy turned fall guy.
That's right. Exactly.
Every rich guy needs one, right?
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me, it was Tuck.
Right. So
Tuck, why did you do that?
Gaunter plucks an apple up off the ground and begins to eat it.
Well,
So you wanted to go to the manor house.
indeed. I was thinking we could perchance take a look at the library, or the study, and see what we could at least get a first gleam on what happened there. I mean, we did meet a few other interesting individuals if we wanted to pay call to anyone today before going back.
Oh, anybody find anything funny about what Brother David was saying?
I thought it was odd that he thought my family was cursed. But perhaps it's true.
Yeah, I felt like there was something he just wasn't saying. Like he knew something, but just wasn't saying it.
Well, sometimes you like to know a person before you tell them everything.
I mean, before you tell me, my lord, you said your family was cursed.
He's a godly man. I
I
mean,
mean, that's pretty much like, taking you to the woodshed and then not telling you the rest of it.
well, I mean, that he thought that the dog, being an intelligent breed from the north, I believe, he thought that it had some sort of intelligence and could tell like good people from bad people, and that's potentially why he bit my great aunt. But I've never heard any bad tale from her, other than that she might have been cursed from my great something or another. So due to no fault of her own.
Well, what I was thinking is, he didn't want to say where Aaron was, right?
Sure.
How much you want to bet he's up the right side of that path?
I don't know. Could be a bear, for all I know.
I don't think it's a bear.
Well, maybe Aaron is a bearer of the man. But maybe he's in a cabin up at that right side of the path.
I wouldn't be able to rightly tell you. I mean, we were going to potentially talk to Loeg in a few days, Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember quite. But
Are you in a powerful rush to get back to the manor?
not
I mean,
necessarily.
I feel like this library endeavor is going to take quite some time before it bears any fruit.
Of course.
I feel like we should dry up all our immediate needs first. Something that will profit us sooner, so to speak.
Well,
And honestly, if there was anything worth of value, it's gone.
Is there anything,
Would you that paper towel down, please?
any
Paper towel, right there.
Oh, sorry.
Slay it down.
Certainly, if Hugo believed that we were
Slay
going
it
to be
down.
rummaging
Sorry.
through the library, he would take any choice pieces,
Yes,
and I had hidden them already.
that would be my. That's what I would do.
So,
If I was trying to, hornswoggle you out of your land and your title, and the only thing of value in this vast wilderness, plagued by such kind people.
Plagued by kind people.
I know we were talking about potentially visiting Grawl's Den. but I do think it'd be best to gather a bit more information before doing such.
You mean the non-threatening, yet extremely threatening people? All from the same person. It's very confusing here. One day, the Gralsteaders are just out there steading. Then they're up-jump knights or up-jump peasants trying to be knights and taking over land. Seems unique.
No matter what we do, I can tell you that daylight's burning. What do you think? Where should we go?
Well, I had set my mind on going back to the manor house, and I don't think anyone's really put a better position for me.
I think we should go up the right side of the path.
I mean, I'm
Or
not
look,
opposed.
or look for
as long
Otrig,
as,
or
yeah.
do almost anything if we go to the
So
manor.
would you pop me, please?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we can go down the right-hand side of the path
Walter.
and see what we can find down there.
I'd like to get a look up that way myself.
It might lead to Graldsten for all we know. We just don't know how far away it is. Or
Anybody else?
No. Well, another way to look at it is there anything else that we was wanting to get done or look at, or anything at all that isn't at the manor home?
Then we could potentially try looking for Sir St. James and see what his thoughts are on these.
If I had to enumerate the leads, I would do as such. Brutus the dog. Otrig.
What's he got to do with it?
It goes hand in hand with Brutus. if we were able to find Otrig, being as how he can speak with animals.
Yeah, okay.
You joke, but you remember what the brother said.
He
They
believed that
gathered.
Otrig
They
was
gathered together, and he spoke with them. I've never heard of animals behaving that way.
Especially animals of all sorts.
Well, I mean, you can be really good at soothing them. Doesn't mean you can actually converse with them.
I don't know. There's something wrong with that person. That Otrig is bad news.
I didn't say we had to believe everything he said. I said it was a lead. Nothing more.
Oh, I agree.
Oh.
There's something odd about the man.
So if he knows something, he may give it away by acting like you can talk with him.
In a manner of speaking. But to go on, yes. Brother Aaron. It would be nice to speak with him to get his side of the story. See his condition, compare it to Lady Winterborne's.
That is a good point, my lord.
We would have to find the man, right?
Yes.
Pretty sure.
And finally, Harlan Pike. That's kind of a long game. He'll come back eventually.
Oh.
I wouldn't count on it, but
Do you mean Cavendish, the traitor? Or do you mean Harlan Pike?
I'm
the
sorry, Cavendish the traitor. Yes, Cavendish the traitor.
Traitor, not traitor.
If he comes, he should be on our
Merchant.
he should be on our minds. You know, keep him in mind. If he does come around, I highly doubt he
Well,
will. But
He'll come back before the end of the season, I believe, is what Mr. Olmsted said.
yeah,
So it'll be some time before he returns.
I'm just kind of
Yeah.
ticking things off my
Sure.
list. That's what I have in mind. Do any of those leads? None of those leads lead toward the manor. Do any of them sound particularly enticing to you?
Well, I mean, we could go on a wild goose chase and try to find down this brother, but it seems almost like maybe Maud may know something about that, too. She wants justice for him. She may even think he's dead or know where he's at.
She wanted just to clarify, she wanted justice for Baroness Winterborne.
I think
Oh, I thought it was because of that.
She did bring up,
Of course, she brought up Brother Aaron.
which
Okay.
is what.
What
stirred
about
the
Brother
crowd.
Aaron? That was the thing that
That's what
caused
stirred the
chaos.
crowd.
That's right.
Like, basically, your aunt was kind of like, "Oh yeah, I guess you got a bit about dog." And she's like, "But what about Brother Aaron?" So everybody liked
if
Brother
she knew where Brother Aaron was, and enough people in the crowd agreed with her, she probably could have convinced them.
But there were some
to
people in the
find
crowd
him.
that thought he was dead. So some people in the
They
town
did think he was dead.
Perhaps we should ask the local Shire Reef then. see what he knows.
Jameson
If
St.
it's his
James?
job to keep the peace, then perhaps he knows where this man is.
I agree with Sir Harrison here. I mean, he just laid out a pretty nice little punch list. Why don't we just punch what's closest and work our way towards where we end up?
And then maybe we can set off, and then this is just a suggestion, my lord, we can set off in the morning to get to the manor house. That way we have time to actually maybe try to get to the courtyard. And, you know, I would like to see this west wing. I'd like to actually see the manor house. Remember, she said it's too dark at this point to see the rest of the manor house. If we get there early enough in the morning, there can be no excuses.
Well, in the darkness, we can spend time in the library. In the light, we can search the ruins.
I'll bet you lampreys to eels that me and old Tuck over there can get into that west tower with a good enough diversion on the part of you fellas and find us something, buddy. I promise you.
Yeah, we just need a reason, like something to tell them.
Yeah, we could tell them that we're gonna head on down to that quarry pond and scrub up, and you know, maybe take a look around down there, or hell, I don't know. Shouldn't be too hard to make an excuse. We'll figure something out.
Seems like an awful lot of pussyfooting around a property that you ostensibly own.
I was going to say, Lord, just say you want to take stock of your lands, your house. And I'm pretty sure me...
Well, now, fellas, I don't disagree, but the Lord's got a plan. He's playing it his own way, and we got to respect that.
Technically, it's still my great aunt's house. It's not mine yet. She still lives and draws breath. But it's my family home, so I would imagine I am free.
You're calling that living.
I mean, she draws breath, and she hasn't been taken yet. Martyr has not taken her yet. Or whatever plans the gods have.
I just don't see how a dog could do that.
I don't know either, but that's hopefully what Madame Krista is looking into.
Yes, Madame Krista is still at the doctor's water wheel shop, his workshop along the side of the
Dr. Greystone.
water run. That's right. She's still there, and will probably be there for probably the next 24 to 48 hours. She did say she wanted to stay behind and talk with him extensively about the history of Dunhallow and his medical studies. Clearly, Dr. Greystone has more information than he's revealed, and she's hoping to work a personal angle with him.
So we'll leave that lead to her. But, I mean, we can either take the right-handed path instead of the left-handed path, or I think we go talk to this Shire Reeve.
Let's talk to the Reeve first.
All right, then.
You are the Lord.
So to Sir Jameson St. James first?
Yes.
Okay. Well, finding where he's at will not be too incredibly difficult. Perched on a low, rounded hill near the edge of the wood where the road forks, there is a squat stone drum tower. It looks to be hewn of the same flagstone that the Winterborne Manor is. It has been slowly sliding down the hill over the years, so it's a little kind of lopsided, but it looks formidable enough, although not entirely all that large. You would guess that in times of war, this would probably not serve purposes of protecting the locals. That would be the town hall that Dendish Olmsted maintains. Nonetheless, upon your approach, you can see that Sir Jameson St. James is outside. He is dressed as he was earlier from the night before. The night before, get it? I'll be here all night, guys.
Night again.
Dad jokes all night. He is dressed as he was the night before. He is wearing a suit of mail. The coif is down. His helmet is sitting on a nearby stool. His hands are free of their gauntlets and gloves. He's pointing toward a nearby tree. His long, flowing blonde hair kind of turning white underneath, which would reveal his age to be a little older than what he looks like from a distance. He is ordering Loag, that split-nosed brute, that dusky-skinned fellow, to take trees down. And it looks like Loag has been working at this for most of the day. Several smaller trees have been taken down already and have not yet been split. You strongly suspect they both live here. Oh, well, good afternoon, Sir Jameson St. James says upon your approach.
Good afternoon, sir.
Howdy, boys.
Good day. Give him a salute.
Lloyd kind of stops he stops what he's doing and kind of lumbers over slowly with the axe over his shoulder. And he stands side by side with Sir Jameson St. James. Not in a means to be aggressive by any means, but they look so entirely different from one another, and you cannot imagine them being friends in any sense of the way that they are. Their manners are so incredibly different. Although you only heard from Sir James and St. James the night before.
Good evening, Master Loeg.
He grunts a bit. He tugs at his beard. Loeg's a younger fellow, very much younger than Sir James and St. James.
I wanted to come by and thank you for appearing last night and speaking.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm just doing my duty to Dunhallow Village, he says. He takes a short bow, almost as if to congratulate himself on the job he's done well.
And I actually will congratulate him. I must actually congratulate you. It seems like this place is rather peaceful.
Certainly. His eyes keep turning toward Sir Harrison, as if he's not interested in what you have to say.
I'll let you continue.
I wanted, since things did end up a bit abruptly, if you had anything else you may want to bring up to my attention, anything else I could potentially help with, any concerns you may have.
No, he says kind of abruptly.
Alright, then let's cut to the chase. Last night, that old Maud Linkhouse, she brought up that dog. We heard that the dog bit two people, one being the Lady Winterborne, and the other being a certain Brother Aaron. Do you know anything about this person?
You need to make a charm test. Test, or you order a castle line.
Order.
Okay. Your test will be challenging.
Okay. That will be a 40% chance to succeed. And I rolled a 65, which is a failure, but I will re-roll.
Misfortune point. Thank you.
This time it's a 22 critical success.
Nice! Alright.
Very nice.
Well, most of that is my job in the community to see to the peace. But, to your point, yes, she did come and said a few things that were meant to incite the crowd. Thus, the fallout. Maud's concern with the dog is well justified.
There seemed to be some confusion about whether this Brother Aaron was among the living still.
He still yet lives, yes.
Oh, she said he's dead.
So why would some people think he's dead?
Between you and me and the drum tower, he steps forward and leans in, placing his hand upon your shoulder. There are just some things that Dunhallow need not bother themselves with, like the going-ons of a murderer.
Seems to be, to me, that it's a wound left unhealed. Could fester. Doesn't set well with this community, as far as I can see.
Well, when they found out Brother Aaron was a murderer, that didn't settle well with the community at all. This, of course, was learned after the fact. According to the townsfolk, they had all the belief that Brother Aaron was just another monk, come to live in Dunhallow.
After the fact of the bite?
Yes.
So the bite in some way brought to light his past.
People talk. It's a small town, after all. Somebody in the
Certainly.
monastery may have said something. Perhaps somebody would. Maybe perhaps somebody was deep in the meads cups in the monastery and whispered something to the wrong person. You know how these things begin. Not meant to be insidious, but it is the way that rumors are sown. Nonetheless, it came to light, and Brother Aaron Well, it was best that he disappeared.
So whether it was true or not, there's no... doesn't bear any doesn't matter either which way, because everyone believes it.
Brother Aaron's history, whatever it may have been in Old Lork, should be none of Dunhallow's concern. If a man comes to turn away from his former life, by all the gods, he's empowered to do so. And
Seems to be an admirable endeavor to me.
He did come to seek asylum originally. And Brother David took him in. And over time, Brother Aaron was converted.
What if this Brother Aaron killed your family? Would you still feel this way? What about these people that he murdered in Lork? Don't they deserve justice?
Are you a Justicar, Master Marius?
I am a man of the law.
He's serving his justice in his own way. The way I interpret it, he serves the community in his duties at the monastery.
Somewhere?
No, not hiding, but under normal circumstances, were he to be incarcerated at, say, Old Lork, he'd be rotting away in the cell, doing nothing for the community. In the village of Dunhallow, he keeps the bees. He helps create the mead.
He's serving a purpose.
He serves a purpose. He lives out his life in services of others. And to me, that is an admirable way to live one's life.
You will gain 3 corruption for that.
So, if I was ever...
Sir Jameson say James is nodding his head in agreement with Sir Harrison.
That is...
If I was ever wind up killing someone, I just need to go somewhere else and do good things.
Well, speaking of murder, I did hear that you were accosted along the road here. Were your murders justified, Mr. Marius?
We fought for our lives.
But does that make it righteous in the eyes of the law?
Yes.
Self-defense is always
Self-defense is part of the law.
Hmm.
I thought you were a knight.
We did not chase down these folks. When they ran, we let them tail.
Well, good. Perhaps they'll come of some use and they'll return to Dunhallow here and try to repent for the sins. And
Perhaps they will.
You know, I didn't mean
likely not.
I didn't mean to get us off on
A tangent?
philosophical tangent. Yeah. Did you know his name before he was Brother Aaron? I mean, like, did he have a surname, or was he in fact not called Aaron at all?
Low-born criminal scum from Old Lork with a surname? Well, I might as well have an arsehole on the end of my elbow here.
I'm bastard born, and even I am Fitzroy.
Well, perhaps you're well landed somewhere within your family.
So, it was just a question. So, you either don't know or you didn't.
No, he did not have
All right.
a surname.
Thank you.
Tuck.
So, you believe this man has repented for his sin?
That was between him and the martyr. That is none of my business. What is my business is the peace in the town. And Brother Aaron has done nothing to tip over the apple cart, so to speak.
Do you know where this man resides?
He is not in the community any longer. He knew better to leave before he was strung up by the locals. There'd be little I could do to stop Dindish and the rest of those townsfolk from stringing up a murderer. I have a different opinion about it, but I am one man and they are 40 plus. Brother Aaron knew what was best. Brother Aaron fled. Were I to say where to find Brother Aaron, he would be without doubt be in the Greylands. I do not think he would go back to the crossroads, nor Old Lork. The man is unmistakable to the crowd.
How so?
Oh. You don't know this part about Aaron, do you?
I don't know.
Brother Aaron wasn't a murderer of a type of... he was not a back alley cutthroat. He was an arsonist.
Oh.
Rather notorious one, from what I understand as well.
Awesome. Oof. That's
Arson and Locke.
Indeed. A highest crime if there ever was one.
Does arsonists and Old Lork bring anyone to mind? Anyone of fame?
Make a folklore test.
Can I do that also?
Yes, it will be routine for both of you.
Or do you want to...
I'll take this test. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Let's do that. That way it's easier.
Alright, so I have a 60,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a 55, I will take.
Nice.
Very nice.
Oh,
You
yes.
gave me an 05, but I thought
Okay.
you could
Well,
you know.
Winning.
Winning.
There is a man's name who you've seen show up on the bounty lists. Excuse me, an Old Lork. A man named Aaron Featherstone.
Huh.
Sorry, Aaron Tarbuck, my apologies.
Hmm.
Aaron Tarbuck.
Tarbuck.
Yep. A well-known arsonist who fled the city. He accidentally set fire to a home with a family inside of it. He pled before the courts of Lork that he believed it to be empty. This was not his first offense. He somehow made his way out of jail before he was set for execution and fled.
And
But he was held to trial with the lady in white.
ooh,
Interesting.
Yes. A new sense of order in Old Lork between the man in red and lady in white.
so does the man have a distinguishing mark to?
Yes. His hands from fingertip to elbow are burnt. He was caught in the home when it was on fire. He was hurt. But his hands are burned from fingertip to elbow.
I guess the steward is just.
Certainly.
Very interesting, all this. So, he is somewhere, potentially in the Greylands.
Without a doubt.
Well,
A lot of caves out there. Particularly near the tragedy.
I've only seen the one lake and the statue thereof, and I've not gone exploring for any caves.
What tragedy?
I believe they're referring to my uncle.
The quarry pond.
Oh, that.
Charlie.
Right.
Well, if you believe that this man is of no threat to the community, then I shall leave him be in peace.
If I thought he was a threat, I would have had strung him on myself.
I have no doubt that you would. But,
Nevertheless, Brother Aaron has fled. And it's not my job to go gallivanting off into the Greylands chasing after some worm. If he shows up here, different story. But Brother David vouched for him. Even when the truth of his sordid history came to light with the people. Brother Aaron knew what was best. When light is drawn out, rats always crawl back into their holes.
very true, very true. Well, thank you. Did anyone else have anything else? But I think we'll probably make our way back to the manor then.
Oh,
Back to the manor, you say?
Well, it's still, I think we can make it in time for sundown.
we talked about the. We didn't really have a moment. You started talking about the Grolsteaders and.
Oh, yes.
How you
Foreigners.
thought that they were violent. could become violent.
Indeed. They are from the north. They are no dunnies, like my friend here, Loeg. Grolsteaders are of a different breed. They come from a lower stock.
They're not gunmen.
Not in the truest sense, no. They are followers of our gods. They do not follow the folk gods. They are followers of the Covenant, although a highly bastardized version of it, I'm certain. Loeg kind of nods his head in agreement.
Lower stock, how so? Just because they're from the north?
Because they interbreed.
Oh, well.
What does? Can you expand upon what you're saying?
Oh, over the years they have
They just
dulled their sense of humanity and become more violent. Berserkers. Shield biters. All of them.
You think that's because they're interbreeding? What are they interbreeding with?
What other reason would there be?
each other. That's basically the pool is not big enough for the seed to spread.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
I'm trying to
we
be
call
better.
that inbreeding where I'm from, but I get it.
Well, you're missing a few letters there, but
Whatever you say there, Slick.
Well, do you think they at least could be reasoned with? Should I fear for my life if I were to walk and talk to them?
anyway, you can reason with a growl setter is by the tip of a spear. I think if you were to go there, my lord, you would find yourself vastly outnumbered. As he looks among a lot of you. Loeg nods in agreement.
Not worried about the numbers. I mean, I think my lord wants to parlay. To find out exactly what they are doing and what they want.
You put your hand in the open maw of a slavering dog. You should probably expect to get bit.
These are
Even if you've got a ham hock in the other hand, you're going to get bit first before they wrangle it out of your other hand as they chew you to death.
Well, this is so odd because Loic had said they were no threat. The complete opposite of what you're saying.
But Samus and Jameson Jane James doesn't realize that dirty blood runs through him. I don't think him to be violent. I think my friend here has got the wrong of it. Well, you're just not as cultured as I am, Loeg, and perhaps that's why you have such a high opinion of these bastard-born dunnies.
Well, there's cultured and then there's bigoted, but that's all beside the point. What we got to do here is figure a few things out, and I think you fellas have been more than helpful.
I'm thinking what you're thinking.
Well, you're
You're welcome to think right in front of this tower, I suppose, but we do have things to attend to.
Let's let these boys get back to work, fellers.
Yes. Of course, we shall go on about our business. As he does a terrible impression of his accent as well.
Good. Well, I'm certain we'll see each other around.
Indeed, are we still on for, I believe, Tuesday, Loeg?
He scratches his head. You was demanding me to meet you tomorrow on the rest day.
I thought it was Monday I was originally pushing for, but, well, I am amenable to other people's schedules as well. There are other things I could potentially do.
He puts his hand in front of Loeg. Loeg is not your servant. He is a servant of the community. If you wish to retain his services, we will need to speak.
I simply asked him to show me the forests.
He opens his arms before the forest.
Mostly
Do you mean the
sanctuary?
Loeg pauses for a moment. I don't think that Loeg is going to take you to the other side of the barony, to the sanctuary.
No?
It's where Grol's Den is. What I said about a dog with a slavering maw, I don't care how big of a ham hock you have in hand, it's going to tear your hand off first.
I think
Trust me, my lord. I know these Grolsteaders. They're a dangerous lot.
I think we should trust his expertise. Let's move on.
Now, let's let sleeping dogs lie for now.
I think we've wasted enough of their time. They've got a busy schedule. I want to thank you.
Of course, if there's anything else I can do for you, citizen, please just come by and ask.
Well, I'll inquire then on another day about potentially Loeg showing me forests of these nearby areas.
Right, Governor.
But about another day, we will discuss it. Enjoy your day tomorrow off. Day of rest.
I'm fine, thank you. So you leave Sir James and St. James and Loeg and make your way down the road away from the stone tower where Loeg picks up the axe and continues to hew at other trees as James and St. James is ordering him to chop down a nearby tree, whatever it may be.
Perhaps they're meaning to shore up that old tower. Thing's about ready to fall over.
I'll wait until we're like well beyond earshot. Well beyond earshot.
You can see that there are several trees they've kind of hewn into long piers and have set into the earth against the stone tower to keep it from slipping down the hill even further. Looks like they've done a slipshod job, but nonetheless have done their best to keep that tower from collapsing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we wanted to go down the right end of the path,
Today's the day?
they're busy.
That's a good point.
What are we waiting for then?
Do we mean to go all the way to Gralstead today? I mean, if we know that they're taking their day of rest tomorrow, we have all of tomorrow as well.
I don't know if it's such a good idea to just go wandering into that Gralstead. I mean, I know opinions differ, but I think we'd probably be better off sending a message down there by proxy as somebody who may be a little more familiar with dealing with those folks and interacting with them.
Wait a minute. So, is the sanctuary and the right end of the path the same place?
It's in the northeast, so I imagine the path to the right would be, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
probably
see.
lead there.
Okay.
That's my guess. I am no navigator. I could have my directions mixed up.
Anyone here know their directions?
No. I mean, I know which way is north by like the moss of the tree, but I said
Well, what's that tree tell you?
that way's north. Is I'll point to a direction, which would be north.
Have we come across any maps in our document search yet?
Well, I don't think we've actually done any searching for documents yet.
You would be very surprised to find any maps anywhere around here. Just to make it clear here, once again, a cartographer is extraordinarily rare. It's a very rare profession, and you would not find something like that around here. So the idea of locating maps within Dunhallow Village isn't, I'm telling you now, it's impossible. It's a fool's errand. Now, Winterborne Manor may be a different story.
Right, because he even said he had crude maps of the barony.
That's right.
He used the word crude, though.
Yes.
I thought that he had spent some time poring over some documents.
He
so
said
that's why
maps
I
and
was
documents, yeah.
Yeah.
But then he specified crude maps.
Gaunter doesn't know what you saw or didn't see, though, so that's why he was asking.
Yeah, no. I have not seen those maps. Remember, he would not allow us to leave the table.
Ah, okay, my bad.
It was
And then-
late at night or something like that.
I
Or
thought-
He wasn't
bed,
there.
And then
And
we
then
would
He
see them.
had so to clarify,
Yeah.
Hugo Downing had retired for the evening to take the Baroness back to bed after her shaking fit, and then Maud Linkhouse said that Master Hugo may have misspoke, and that is Dana's dangerous part of Winterborne Manor, and that it is locked, and that you have to go through a dangerous part. And then she made some remark about what you're going to do, kick down the door. Master Hugo has the keys, is what she said.
My bad. I forgot.
That's okay. No, I'm just clarifying for
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Thank you. Good stuff. Yeah. Okay.
So, any other things?
Lord, if you want to go back to your house, or your aunt's house, that will...
Can I estimate the time of day?
It's about 5 o'clock. Sun will set in about an hour. It's autumn.
So, we will be getting back in the middle of the night, potentially, but something we could do. We have plenty of oil.
Well, what do you want to do?
I think most of the information of use that we could find is potentially at that manor home.
You just want to go back to the manor?
Yes. Whether it be a map, whether it be some paper, whether it be something in the Western Tower, I think most of the answers we're looking for at this point could be found at or on the way to the manor home.
Oh.
May not.
When we get to that fork, could you look at another tree
Sure.
and see, which way that right-handed path goes?
Maybe we should just walk to the fork and then spend the remainder of the night here, and again break out. This may seem odd to everyone here, but these are country folk. We might want to start taking upon their hours.
So wake up.
I'll look straightly at you. I'm looking at you two when I'm saying this. So maybe we go to bed at a decent time tonight and wake up at a decent
before dawn. I see.
Yes.
I've been known to do that in my time if it is necessary. The military does keep these sort of hours as well.
Well, that would make more sense to me. Break at dawn. Then we would have the entire day to.
One thing I would have.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Well, no, I'm trying to be reasonable. Like we.
What are you, a priest?
That usually means he's getting pulled out for another weapon. It's the only time you wake up before dawn.
You make yourself scarce.
The thing I was thinking of
It's up to you, my lord. This is
Someone find
Is
one of the
if we
Lord
do
Death House
travel-
before dawn.
at night,
Go get dark.
in a place such as the Greylands, a fire would cast a rather long distance. So if this man is in a cave, it may illuminate us to his position.
that is quite right. But we don't know the land, so we will be casting
So what are you saying?
quite a vast.
I'm saying, even if we have to walk back in the dark, it may bear some fruit to us in another way. Otherwise, perhaps they have retired when we come to the castle, and it's hard to say.
Okay, well,
Whatever you
I
want to
see
do.
fruits in both flavors. I just would like to point them both out.
I ain't afraid of the dark, so whatever you want to do, sir.
I did say there was wild
I'm with
dogs.
I think we've talked about it enough. We just needed
If we got fire, the dogs ain't gonna.
I'm
mess with it.
inclined to go back to the manor home, and I'm not really. Not really convinced otherwise. So I say we go.
That settles it then.
There's no inkling. You are the lord. If
That-
that's what you
indeed.
want to do.
I'm mostly just thinking out loud.
My lord.
May not be a bad idea to ask Hugo Downing's opinion on how to approach them Gralsteaders. Either he may know somebody who does business with them on his behalf, or has done business with them on his behalf in the past. Who knows?
Or Jory.
Yep.
They have to be getting trade goods somewhere.
Well, I'll lead if that's where we're going.
Yeah, well, let's go.
I'll take up the lead of the group.
Does anyone actually have any torches or lamps or anything like that?
You have a lamp.
Yeah, I'm just making sure anyone else has.
I've got a
anything.
torch.
You're gonna hand that
I
lamp.
think I have a torch.
So you want to head to the Greylands at
Alright.
sundown.
Yeah. So
Spooky hike up the mountain.
I mean,
Alright.
I
Are
think
we going to go to the manor house that
Yeah.
late?
We're going in the night.
No. I
It's
mean,
like-
this is above board. This is a above board question. I don't care about the. This is a above board question for you.
Mhm.
Do you want to go and camp out in the Greylands and try to find this brother Aaron, or are we just going to hike straight to?
well, the idea is we'll walk and keep our eyes out.
Okay.
You know, 'cause
Okay.
Head
a
to the manor
campfire
house, but
is. If you remember, there's not a lot of
There's
trees.
nothing,
There's
yeah.
no trees,
Yeah.
so there's nothing to block a lamp or a campfire. Or if this guy's in a cave, that cave may be illuminating itself as well.
That's true, but we'll also be blinded by our own lanterns.
Perhaps depends on how far away we walk from each other. I mean, it's a forward. Can we face the lantern in a certain direction at all?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
we can direct the light.
I've got a torch.
So
Torches.
I was looking. I don't think I actually have any for this character.
plus you have your eyes.
3 torches to be exact.
Master Marius.
So the intention is to go to the Greylands.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is settled. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I was just doing above board because I was trying to figure out.
sure. So you begin
What
to strike
is the
out
point?
Yeah.
toward the Greylands, and
What are we
sun
looking
and autumn, of course, goes down pretty quick. It's a little chilly out. particularly out here. The wind kind of cuts at you once you pass through the wood. You get out in the open spread of the kind of hilly area that is called the Greylands, the area between Winterborne Manor and excuse me, and Dunhallow. No trees to block the wind. You strike out. It's not even been an hour yet. All of you need to make a routine toughness test.
58.
You are automatically failed, aren't you?
I am ignoring. So that's
58. I don't think I've rolled a success in six.
Any rerolls? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Those who fail. Wow. 16 physical peril. You gain another 6 corruption. In the case of Tuck.
Right.
Tuck is literally dragging himself. He's so incredibly tired.
You said 16?
16 physical
16,
peril.
yeah.
Out here at night, it's a little difficult footing. It's hard to make your way around with a single lantern. You have a torch. Oh, you do? Okay, your one torch is gone. It's been an hour.
Alright.
Yeah, so
I'll strike up in my next one. I got
so
3
mark off
total.
2. It takes you 2 hours to get there.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So mark off 2 torches.
You do?
So midway there, Tuck has to stop.
The fuck are we doing?
Oh. Well, we're about halfway there.
It didn't seem this long last time.
And we're going uphill.
Last time we went uphill, it didn't seem this long.
Oh, I thought even last time when we came, we were walking downhill. This view uphill and back.
You weren't fresh off a bender either, though, buddy.
Oh, yes. I did forget about that. I should have brought that up, Tuck.
Why?
Because you could have told me that you were tuckered out.
All night, folks. Dad jokes.
This is not the time for jesting. The man is.
Yeah,
a
it
man.
is.
All right then, it is.
So do we need to set up camp?
Do we? I don't know.
Tuck, I'm asking you for your health.
Tuck has been doubled over and dry heaving the entire way here. Just to be clear here, he is suffering from a hangover, and because he's incapacitated and cannot succeed skill tests.
Just give me.
Anyone have a smelling salt? Normally
Yeah.
I would lay on.
Just
or
give me
lie-
a smelling
or
salt.
lie on.
Back in old law. That's all we'd have to do. Is if
I got salt on me.
yeah, just give me salt. We'll be fine.
Here you go, bud.
I will purchase you another when we
I
next
do this all the
meet
time.
with.
So, his eyes blind. You go up one step in the paraclinician track and you suffer 1 corruption. And about this time, you see a light out on the horizon.
Huh.
The stars are open above you. There's not a speck, not a cloud in the sky. The vault of night is open. You can see the near band of broken stars that surrounds all of Mahal, the remnants of the blood moon. The mirror is growing. It is gibbous.
I'm going to tell everyone to stop, and I'm going to step outside of the light.
The shutter,
See if I
maybe the
can't get
lantern.
Sure.
a good bearing of where it's at.
Go ahead and make an awareness test. This test is challenging because of the distance.
Okay. Do I have any bonuses because of night eyes?
It is only because of night eyes that you get a chance to test.
got
Yeah. It is still some distance out.
Okay, 46. I have not rolled a success, and I'm like...
You're not really sure how far it is out there, and you can't really see anything up there because it's too distant. It's behind a hill, maybe, or behind rocks. You're not sure.
I'll tell him it's where the hills, it's where the crest up there.
Is it on the way?
No.
No, it's off the path.
Well, we can do it. Let's go.
You sure, Tuck? I mean,
Fine.
I mean,
I could do this all night.
I don't think we have that many smelling salts.
May not be the best idea to go on a wild goose chase. We're already halfway to the manor house.
Well, this is a prime opportunity. It's not like he's gonna be. He's gonna be in the same place every night. Who knows?
Yeah, but it could just be some old boy coming back from seeing his his ailing mama or something like that. I mean, I know what you mean, but
I don't think there's anything out here.
It's the best
It can't-
opportunity to have strangers with swords come out and ask him questions.
It can't be much more than what, 15-minute jaunt one way. We have the time.
I cannot estimate that, my lord. I'm not a man of the woods.
well, if
so
we're gonna do it,
hills.
let's do it.
Well, it's a bit out of the way, but was one of the things we had potentially the opportunity to come across, so I think she'll take advantage of it. So, onward!
I'll point in the direction.
Okay. You all wish to sneak toward the light, or just kind of walk on up?
Sneak.
Make any means to conceal yourselves on the way up, or just simply walk toward the light.
I'm following behind Mr. Marius. If he's
Tuck
sneaking,
wants to conceal himself.
How y'all want to play this? Want to kill the torch and the lamp and
It's above board, guys.
Okay, so...
So the question is, once again, to cut through the talk,
Mhm.
are you going to walk toward the light?
I am not going to walk in the hills in an area I don't know with no light. If that is your plan, Tuck and I will break and we'll make a fire.
I mean, I can potentially just walk in the direction you pointed.
So,
I don't
time
plan
out.
to.
Time out. Time out.
I don't plan.
Everybody,
to
time out. Time out. The question is above board.
Right.
Are you going to go toward the light, sneaking up there,
I
or
am
are you
not.
going to stay behind?
I am not.
Okay.
Is it an individual choice or a group choice?
Up to you guys. Let's just cut through the narrative and let's make a decision.
Okay, so
I am not.
Right.
So above board, I would like to go towards the light with a torch, and then we could have a second group away from me. So I was kind of whatever divergent.
scouting group and back up.
Is that what you wish to do?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. This will cut through the disagreement in the group, and we can actually make something happen.
Advance
Let's
the
focus
narrative.
on that.
Right.
Let's advance the narrative. Okay, so who is going to be in the group? Who's in the forward group with the torch? Okay, so Harrison, Gaunter, and
Lord Wesley.
Lord Wesley.
You'll be fine. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with the
Okay.
light.
Yeah.
And Tuck, you're gonna stay behind.
I'm gonna try and be sneaky.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so the four of you begin to advance with your torchlight. And the going is a little rougher up through these hills, and you're beginning to kind of feel the rocks below your boots begin to wear, particularly those who are wearing shoes. Did I wearing shoes?
Heavy boots.
Heavy boots?
Yeah.
Shoes.
Heavy boots.
Yes. Heavy boots.
You're feeling bits of rocking scree kind of caught beneath your socks and your boots, Sir Harrison. Therefore, should this result in any sort of combat situation, you will treat all this as hard terrain. What of yourself, Tuck?
Soft shoes.
Soft shoes, okay. Same for you. It's kind of hard rock, hard to walk around on, hard to move around on. When you move a little faster pace in a walk, you feel every single rock kind of dig into the bottom of your foot. So if this turns into combat, it'll be hard terrain for the both of you, to clarify.
You got a pair of chucks on, basically.
And remember,
I have heavy boots.
oh, you do? I'm
Yes.
sorry. I thought you said you
Yeah.
had
Let's say as a
shoes.
military man, I thought you would have hell.
Yeah, I do
Okay.
have heavy boots.
So yeah,
I'm
so
sorry.
those and shoes. When it's hard terrain, remember you cannot charge or run.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So, as you advance toward the fire, you begin to see a shape. The light seemed to be coming from a low stone outcropping beneath of it. And there are shadows kind of playing up on the bottom side of the stones. The stone is kind of sweeps off the back of the hill like such. And a fire has been built beneath of it. Perhaps if it were to rain, it would be good for someone to hide or someone to kind of take shelter in. As you begin your approach, nobody is near the fire. Fire is very low. You see bedding lying on the ground, but aught else than that.
When we approach, I will announce that I am Lord Wesley Winterborne. If there is anyone here, I come to call.
There is no response.
I start poking through the bedding with my swagger stick just to see. Can I tell if someone has probably been here recently. Like, is there any signs that someone headed off in any direction? I'm sure that this is like hard ground, so it's probably hard for me to track in the dark. But is there any thing that's noticeable?
Well, you can see that.
Is the kettle still on the fire?
Yeah, exactly. The kettle is still on the fire. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The bedding smells kind of a body odor.
What's on the kettle?
Water.
Okay.
Is it water?
Is it boiling?
It's hot.
Okay.
It's got brownish water, and there's a leather cup nearby, just sitting on a stone.
Kind of waft the vapor towards my nose, and
it smells incredibly bitter.
Y'all thinking what I'm thinking? Whoever stays here might just be out for a dump or something. They could be back any second. We're standing here in what's probably their house.
Well, let's sit a spell and see if they had come back.
Well, let's sit a little bit outside. I don't want them to think that we're invading their privacy without their permission.
Sure.
As someone who grew up traveling from camp to camp,
Thank you for that.
You gotta have boundaries, even though they may not be established through architecture.
I catch what you're saying.
Meanwhile, Tuck, you were just outside of the light. You can hear your friends talking. They're kind of debating what to do. And you can see a shape walking through the darkness, walking toward them, unbeknownst to them. The shape is large and shaggy. You can't see anything else beyond that, for you were blind in the darkness. Just a shape. It stops, and then suddenly the shagginess drops to the ground, as does the figure. Drops low. Very low.
Well, I'm gonna try and conceal myself.
Roll secret stealth test.
Okay. Secret would be, because I am ignoring all my skill ranks, it'll be 50. And a 06.
Can you keep that?
I think I want to keep that.
I think that's a good call.
Remember, there's also another that could potentially be in these Greylands. Otrick. That I don't quite remember if he had. I don't think he had a belt roll, but perhaps this is his.
I don't know. It's a thought, at least. Yeah, maybe.
Well, like you said, he may just be making water. So, where do you think we should stand again, then, Gaunter?
Outside the.
I need to make water.
Outside the entrance. Let's just not be inside the general dwelling.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
If you know the etiquette, then I shall follow it.
I mean, I'm just guessing here, but
Well, you are more the expert here than I am.
Do you want me to step out and see if I can see if this man is near?
Well,
I'm already going to be making my way out of the.
Do as you will, Master Marius.
I will then. I'll follow away and then step just a few feet away from him and see if I can't move out of the torchlight.
Okay. The light, the torch is not the problem. It's the fact that this fire is casting quite a bit of light. I mean, you would have to step at least 30 yards out. Because this.
Well, that's not.
Yeah, keep in mind, a bonfire will cast perfect light for 1 to 30 yards, and fleeting shadows for 31 to 59 yards.
Okay.
So you need to move way out there to be away from the light to be able to focus with your night sight. Do you want to do that?
I'll move to at least to the fleeting shadows. So.
Okay, cool. All right. At this point, you see Mr. Marius disappear into the darkness. The three of you move away from the fire, although you're still somewhat within the light.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're standing, you see kind of your eyes kind of begin to adjust, and you realize that that shaggy thing was likely an animal that was thrown over the shoulder of whomever, and that they now have a bow knocked and an arrow pointing straight at them. The figure has not loosed the arrow, though.
Okay.
This person is kind of hunkered down on the ground.
I'm going to.
The arrow has not been knocked. It's just kind of sitting loose in the string. Suddenly you see an arm kind of crest back. Kind of like such, not fully knocked, but on the ready.
If it's not fully knocked, then I'm going to try and do the same. I'm going to take my hunting bow and I'm going to get that ready. But I'm going to just try and not announce myself. As soon as I see them draw it, then I would do something different. So
What do you mean draw it? What does that mean?
Well, you said it's not fully knocked, so as soon as I see
the arrow's in the string.
Okay, then it's not.
Then it's knocked.
Yeah.
And so then are you saying that they didn't draw it yet?
Correct.
Okay. Well, then I will wish to do the same, to where I will knock the arrow and I won't draw it yet because I don't want to make a sound. But basically I want to be ready. So as soon as I see them draw it, then I would take an action.
What do you want to do?
If I see them draw it, I would say, I've got you dead to rights. But if they don't draw it, then I won't do anything.
Okay. I got you dead to rights! Tuck calls out. Suddenly, whang! An arrow goes flying in the air. As clearly they've been surprised. You hear this flip, snap near it at the stone plinth that kind of reaches up. An arrow hits it and snaps in half as it strikes. Suddenly, the figure with bow in hand turns around and begins to flee into the darkness.
Do I see any of that?
No.
Okay.
You can see you're
That
in the
you
light of
shooting
the
at us,
fire.
Tuck?
Suddenly, you kind of hear the sound. Make an awareness test. This test is routine for you.
Oh my god. Come on. 56.
Oh my god.
You want to reroll?
Such a gigantic die.
You want to reroll for a misfortune point? Come on.
haven't
Do it.
Come on.
like 2 games.
Do it.
Do it. Now, come
Buy
on,
your way
roll.
to success.
Reroll.
55 critical.
Nice.
I'm talking about you crit or you fail. That's the only thing
That's
you do.
that's pretty much
Critical
right.
success?
Yes. There's
You
no round
see-
tonight.
Well, so keep in mind that Night Eyes allows you to see as if it was light, but distance still is a factor. So you can, but because you critically succeeded, you can immediately identify there's Tuck Fitzroy and there's somebody running away with bow in hand.
Well, Tuck's not a violent man, so he's not going to shoot him.
Well, hold on.
I just wanted to say that before anything.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
So you see, this is what kind of unfolds.
Hold there.
You can hear that at this point, Marius is yelling out, and the person is fleeing, and you have your arrow still kind of sitting there. Whoever it was running away into the darkness, fleeing with bow in hand.
He's running.
Well, after him?
Okay, so then I will start to give chase.
All right.
I'll follow Tuck.
And as I'm giving
If I can
chase,
see
I'll
him.
say, wait, we come in peace.
So who wishes to chase after?
I do.
I'm going to make myself a nice cup of coffee for when they bring it back.
I'm gonna hang out and protect. Well, just watch
Follow.
Wesley's back.
So to clarify, we've got Wesley. Who else is chasing? Marius.
I have to.
Okay. Who else is chasing?
Harrison.
Are
Harrison.
you chasing or not, Wesley?
Oh, I didn't think I was, but I can't.
Sorry, my apologies. Not Wesley. I meant Tuck.
Oh,
Sorry. Tuck, Marius, and Harrison is all we have. Is that it?
Yep.
Going. Okay. Tuck, what is your brawn bonus?
5.
Okay. Marius, what's your brawn bonus?
4.
You. Harrison?
4.
Okay. All right. You begin to give chase.
The chasing. We haven't done one of these yet.
We have not. Suddenly, as you have a head start, roll a d10 and add your movement.
Okay.
And add +3 on top of that.
Okay, so 6 plus 3 is 9. My movement is 8, so 17.
Okay. Tuck takes off in the night, running along the stone. I forgot you're in soft shoes. Make a coordination test.
Okay.
Test is standard.
Standard 50. A 45 will succeed.
Okay. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh. Your feet are hurting as you're running.
Yeah. I forgot that too.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Marius, you begin running as well. You don't have a head start, however, so just take your movement and add a d10.
18.
Nice. You were just a few yards shy.
Oh, sorry. 16.
16, okay. You are running at about the same pace as Tuck is. This person is well ahead of both of you, though, by about 4 to 5 yards. Harrison.
17.
You catch up to Marius as you continue running. All right. Tuck, continue running. He's getting away.
Wait,
we just want to discuss.
This person is running at full breakneck speed, running for their life.
Alright.
You didn't have him dead, right?
Well, yeah, but if I...
What's your roll?
I rolled a 17. Well, I killed him, I just shot.
Wow! Suddenly, Tuck is right on top of this person. You want to try to take him down?
I mean, if I've been yelling the whole time and he hasn't stopped, then yeah, I guess I will.
Okay. You lunge out. Make an athletics test.
Alright, 40.
This test is
Sorry.
routine.
50. And an 84. Should I re-rollo it?
Try it.
You have a feeling that once he crests this nearby hill, he's going to be gone.
Okay. 90, so no.
Make a standard toughness test.
Standard toughness?
Sorry, athletics. My apologies.
Athletics, 40. 18.
Okay, all those rocks in your shoes are beginning to hurt, but nothing bad has happened yet. Okay, Marius, roll a d10 and add your movement.
Terrible. So 8.
8. Wow.
I trip over some rocks.
That's right. You were having difficulty keeping up with Tuck.
Man.
Tuck is moving at a breakneck pace, but suddenly you're kind of side by side, shoulder to shoulder with him. Harrison is catching up as well, but this person who's fleeing is still about 3 yards ahead of you. Harrison?
14.
Sir Harrison, you catch up to the person who is fleeing. Try to take him down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, make an athletics test. This test is routine.
Alright, this is going to be a 58. And 89.
Try it.
Good.
Reroll.
Yeah,
We're not even any of those.
Okay.
58's not a bad chance.
I mean, my 55 didn't do anything.
Nope.
No. Harrison lunges out and the person slips out of his arms. At this point, Harrison, the person who is fleeing, and Tuck are almost shoulder to shoulder while you are a few yards behind your friends. If you do not make it this turn,
He's gone.
this person is gone.
Yeah.
They will flee from behind the rocks and you will never, ever find them out here. Ugh. All right. It's going to be your turn, Tuck. Roll D10, add your movement.
13.
You were 1 yard away. Make a routine athletics test.
Okay. Routine athletics will be 50. And an 87 won't do it.
Okay, I'm going to roll.
Can I know if this is to take him down?
It is not.
Okay, then no.
You suffer 8 physical peril as the rocks are in your shoes.
I'm incapacitated.
Oh no! Oh my gosh! Suddenly, Tug collapses to the ground in front of you. You were 1 yard away. Mr. Marius, Cole, make your roll. It's 1d10 plus your movement.
16.
Mm.
I'm too far behind. If I see I can't catch him, I'll stop to help Tuck.
It's all boils down to Sir Harrison. Final
Roll the
round.
night.
Roll
of the night. It's his 13.
And into the night. Whoever this person was has fled. You stop, panting, breathing hard. Tuck's lying on the ground. You look out in the darkness, trying to find this person. Even within your night sight, you can't see where he's went. He may be hiding out there. He may have went within other caves. He could have just fled and made his way out of eyesight for any of you. The rest of you, it's completely pitch black. You cannot see anything save for the fire out back there. You missed him by literally 1 yard.
Both of these guys. Right?
40. You all rolled 40. You all got a total of 40. I got 41.
That's
This is.
I rolled a 9 that last one.
So I use a chase. This is
myself.
essentially. Kent's never seen this before. This is a chase scene.
Yeah.
There's a certain number of rounds you have to catch a person in. In this case, it's a short chase. It's only 3 rounds around the table, and you just continue adding values up and to see who catches who. But
There's some like action movie shit going on here.
Yeah.
I
Fucking
rolled a
barely
1 though,
missed
man,
him.
in the middle there.
Come on.
right.
Love it.
That's part of the new supplement pack, right?
No,
You just-
this is
no,
a
it's
base
okay.
system.
That's
Well,
okay.
yeah, but that sheet.
That's right. The new sheet is in the Game Master's notebook.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, guys, I've got to be so bad.
Yeah. So let's pause.
Yep.
And we'll resume in a few moments.